Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here, stopping on in. We're going to listen to C'era una volta il West-Titoli by Ennio Morricone and Edda Dell'Orso, which, when I Googled this, perfectly came up with Upon a Time in the West. So this, as I can imagine, is going to be the theme to that particular film, which came out in it's loading, 68 in Italy, and then 69 in New York. We're giving this a listen because it was suggested and sponsored by Tony. So, Tony, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the request as well. I appreciate that. Okay. I've heard of Once Upon a Time in the West. I've never seen Once Upon a Time in the West. I have seen like a lot of Clint Eastwood's films, the Man with No Name and Good, the Bad, the Ugly. But seen, was it Two Mules for Sister Sarah? Like, I've watched a decent amount of Westerns from Clint Eastwood, but not much beyond that. So I was just looking at some of the info here. After directing The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Leone decided to retire from Westerns and aimed to produce his film based on the novel The Hoods, which eventually became Once Upon a Time in America. And it goes on from there. It says, after Clint Eastwood turned down an offer to play the protagonist, Bronson was offered the role. In production, Leone recruited Nadia to rewrite the script due to concerns over time limitations, and it goes on from there. I gotta see if when we can find some time, but I gotta start watching some films here on the channel too. I really want to. It's just time. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll discuss it a little bit after, of course. Here we go. It's loading. How the piano floats there and then the strings just sweep and take it. Did not expect singing of any sort. That was phenomenal. That was that was okay. The piano, great. Came in, set up the scene. Eventually, have a second melody that comes on top of the piano. Great. It's nice. Then the strings gently, like a western wind, come and blow in. Okay, we're filling space now. It feels really good. I was not expecting the vocals to come in, and while wordless, they are hair raising, spine tingling. Use all the different descriptives you would like to use. It is um it's just like it gets that. I don't know how to describe it. I guess that it raises the hair on the back of my neck. Like it's that feeling of euphoria. That was so fantastic. And when the when she sang and pushed into what I believe is kind of that whistle tone, that incredibly higher note, and pushed into that range, I wasn't expecting that. I was already mesmerized by the mystique of what was happening there. But when it pushes and she pushes into that range, that's gorgeous beyond words. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I know I chose the theme, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same, but I just want to make sure because it was specified that I choose the Italian name, and I just want to make sure that it's going to be the same track. I'm going to click the first one here that pops up. It is. Okay. I just want to make sure I chose the right piece to listen to. Listen to that, man. I think that this is interesting that this is on a Christmas collection as well. That is mesmerizing. And you know what's funny? On one hand, I bet you, and I'm not a composer, so I can't speak. I'm guessing, but hear me out. It doesn't sound like musically when you write this out as sheet music. It doesn't sound like it's complex because it's very streamlined. Piano, play here, add a melody on top of the piano, keep it going. Strings gently rise, push up the piano, and then with the vocals, push that up alongside the strings, adjust the chorus to scale as you go, and then you're done. Like I don't, and I hope that doesn't come across in a demeaning way because I don't mean that at all. But it doesn't sound like overly complex. There's not a lot of time signature changes, nothing like that. But it is beautiful and thoroughly effective in all of its simplicity, for lack of a better word. I think that is just gorgeous. So, um, Edda Dell'Orso, that is the singer who is handling the vocals here. I'm looking at this now just so I could have this information. Okay, the film score itself sold about 10 million copies worldwide. I mean, I don't know, I don't have comparisons, but that sounds incredible. The soundtrack features leitmotifs that relate to each of the main characters of the film, each with their own theme music. I love that. As well as to the spirit of the American West. The theme music for Jill McBain, Claudia Cardindale's character, has wordless vocals by Italian singer Edda Dell'Orso. It was also Leone's desire to have the music available and played during filming. I like that. Also, not just in the movie, but while filming the film. Leone had Morricone compose the score before shooting started and would play the music in the background for the actors on set. And I would imagine, like, on some level, that would kind of help to really keep the magic of film, like, as they're filming. Because, like, when you watch actors filming movies, a lot of times, it's a lot of stopping and starting. It's obviously behind the scenes and, they're working. But I would imagine that playing the music during kind of kept at least a portion of that magic in the time that they were putting it all together. It says in 2020, in a retrospective, Mark Lager wrote that Morricone's music in Once Upon a Time in the West and The Great Silence is magnificent in its melodic splendor and revolutionary textures. Yeah, this is gorgeous to listen to. I'm pulling it back up here again real quick because why not? That one, man. And would you say that you could pull so many emotions from just that arrangement and how the singing is? It could be sadness, it could be triumph, Could be glory, could be despair, could be pain, could be joy. I feel like you could hear so many different emotions in that, and it all relies on context. I think that is sensational and a great listen. You let me know what you all thought, of course, down below in the comments. I appreciate you all being here. Tony, great selection. Really enjoyed that request. Hope that you all have a fantastic day. Thank you so much once again for being here, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.